What do you get when a game old enough to get a provisional license gets an update?
Microtransactions.
No,
we're joking. Stop.
Hey everyone, welcome to GameGorgon. My name's Indigo.
And I'm Krug.
And today we're going to be talking about the Warcraft 3 updates and what that could be for the future.
And also what it might not be.
Yeah.
Vague intro, clickbait, in the video still.
Speaking of clickbait, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to remind you again at the end of the video, but as for right now, please do it. We love you, and it makes us feel good inside.
Smash that like button!
Warcraft 3 got a pretty big update recently on February 21st to its PTR server. It's one of the most substantial updates in recent history. They've kind of just been doing maintenance releases, fixing bugs, increasing server latency was reduced from 250 milliseconds to 100 milliseconds, like stuff that doesn't necessarily affect your gameplay directly. This one has balance changes, map changes, it has some really great technology features that are being introduced, and because of all this, we're starting to think, oh, maybe there's something going on behind the scenes with Warcraft 3, maybe something's coming up. For those of you that aren't familiar with Warcraft 3, it was released in 2002, which is 16 years ago.
Yeah.
More than a decade and a half ago, which is insane for a game to be supported for that long, right?
And it's an extremely successful RTS too. It was extremely successful and created World of Warcraft, which became the world's largest MMO in history. It's insane.
So some of the features that were added in this update were widescreen support, which is really cool for me because I play on a widescreen monitor. They added support for a new API for live streaming, where if you're spectating a match, you have access to some API endpoints that allow you to get things like the total resources for a team or the total resources for a player. They allow you to track APM and stuff like that. A lot of interesting esports features were added. Again, 16 years after the game's release.
I wonder why.
There were also a bunch of changes to the map editor, allowing just huge expansion of what the map editor is capable of handling. The caps were raised for a ton of things by a substantial amount. They also increased the total capacity for a custom map to 24 players, which I think is up from 16 or 12.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there were a ton of balance changes, just a lot, like a laundry list of balance changes. We're not going to get into the specifics because, one, I don't know enough about Warcraft 3 to tell you whether they're good or bad or smart or stupid. And two, there's so many, it's insane. Again, for a game that was 16 years ago, it's crazy.
There was also a team of Warcraft players that were sent to Blizzard Studios to go
play test the pro Warcraft 3, which I don't know if you know this or not, but they're professional Warcraft 3 players still.
Yeah, and we don't know if they were playing this playtest or if they were going to be seeing something else.
Maybe? What could that something else be, Indigo?
Maybe a Warcraft 3 remastered version. So if we've gotten a remastered version of StarCraft, why wouldn't we also get a remaster of Warcraft?
Especially with the number of people that play World of Warcraft and just kind of that IP's just dominating power. Well, the fact that they haven't remastered it yet is kind of weird.
Well, and it's kind of weird that Blizzard's doing this really interesting thing where they're not just progressing forwards, but they're progressing backwards as well. So, for example, we're looking at new expansions for World of Warcraft. We're looking at new game titles for Blizzard as a whole.
Yep.
We've got the game title that we just talked about last week about a possible new Diablo. Right. But they're also going back to their older games, remastering them, re-releasing them, updating their content. It's a very interesting thing that they've decided to do.
I think it's just kind of maybe it's the natural evolution of what a game studio does when they have unfathomable sums of money. They just never abandon a title unless the players abandon it, right?
I think that they understand that nostalgia is a thing, and that they can capitalize. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Look at WoW Vanilla. The fact that they're coming out with a WoW Vanilla server.
Oh, they're basically forced to do that by the community.
Yeah, I mean, WoW's that's gonna be so hard to do.
We don't want to. And everyone was do it.
I think the reason why that WoW was forced to do it was because of the hurdle versus Warcraft 3, which it isn't as large of a hurdle to be able to do a game remaster.
There's a lot of potential for some pretty huge hurdles for Warcraft 3. But
Not nearly as much
not nearly
as-
as many. But just like if that platform needs to scale up to accommodate a lot more players, like let's say the remaster is really good and like a lot of people want to go in on it, it's probably going to cause them some issues. But I don't know. That's speculation.
But they'll also have the money now.
Oh, yeah.
Additional money because the game will have.
Please don't monetize Warcraft 3 the same way you monetize the rest.
I mean, I can understand them coming out with a remastered version and charging extra for it, like or charging for that.
Okay,
but
I'll
like,
take that. I'll take a small fee for the remastered version.
Yeah, but don't like add loot boxes to it.
I will cry.
Here's new skins for.
I will drive down to Irvine, I think is where you're located, and cry at you in person. My tears.
Job's done.
So there are obviously some reasons to speculate about an update or a remastered version, but there are also some reasons not to. The game has been updated in recent memory, and it has been being updated since 2016. This update just kind of caught people's attention because of its scale, but it could just be that they're getting back into maintaining the game. Maybe they lost some people and gained some people and now they have enough resources to allocate. Like, there are certain situations that do justify this without it being an update, right? But at the same time, there are some kind of fishier things. Like, for example, the launcher for Warcraft 3 used to be external from Battle.net, and you just used to use Battle.net to update it. But now, even when you install the game, it installs using the Battle.net client. And so it's just kind of like being more and more ingrained into Battle.net, and it just kind of makes sense, I think, intuitively for it to be brought up to the same, or at least closer to the standards of the rest of the games in Battle.net, if they're gonna put it in there. But that's again, speculation.
All I'm saying is that after they remaster Warcraft 3, which we know that they're going to do, like, let's be honest.
I mean, we don't, but okay, sure.
Remastered Lost Vikings.
Ooh.
And by remaster, I mean make
And
Lost
then-
Vikings actually playable on Heroes of the Storm.
And if you have Lost Vikings installed and you run Heroes of the Storm and pick Lost Vikings, you get a 700% damage increase if you pick Lost Vikings, right?
Why
That'll
don't
be
you
the
guys
game.
go down in the comments and let us know, do you think that they're coming out with a remastered Warcraft 3?
Do you think the Lost Vikings are OP in Heroes of the Storm?
No one thinks that.
They do.
No one thinks that.
They're difficult but OP.
While you guys are down there, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon if you want to get notifications for all of our future content. My name's Indigo. You can reach me on Twitter at IndigoQT.
And I'm Krug. You can get me at KrugQT on Twitter. You can also get both of our beautiful faces at _QueueTimes on Twitter. We have been GameGorgon. We will see you all the next time we post a video titled Game
Monday.
Monday. Yep.
Bye.
Today's the Friday episode.
Is Warcraft 3 the one where the dudes go like, ready to ride?
Yeah.